In the top stories, Christians in Barbados observe Good Friday. A 19-year-old dies in a road accident, and CARIFTA athletes settle down in St. Kitts after some early accommodation challenges. Welcome to the Good Friday edition of Nation News on Friday, April 3rd, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
Christians kept up with tradition and packed churches across the island on Friday as they commemorated the crucifixion of Jesus at Calvary. At St. Mary's Anglican Church, Reverend Vaughn Watson urged Christians to always stand on the side of truth, as Pontius Pilate did in biblical times.
The Gospel according to St. John has given us a very interesting interplay this morning as we look at what Pilate wrote. He wrote Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews, and the chief priests objected, saying that Pilate should not have said that. He should have really said, Jesus said, that this man said, I am the King of the Jews. That would have been interesting, because if the chief priests had agreed that Jesus of Nazareth is the King of the Jews, all that they were trying to do would have come to naught. Because if Jesus is the King of the Jews, why would they want to kill the King of the Jews? Why would they want to conspire against him? And so what essentially was happening is that there was a protest. The chief priest protested what Pilate had placed as an inscription. Pilate stood his ground and said, what I have written, I have written.
Reverend Watson said truth will always triumph over falsehood.
It might not happen, it might not have happened right away as in Pilate's time, because after all, Jesus was crucified. Yet, after, and some 2,000 years after, we who do not know Pilate, if we see his portrait, we can say that is exactly Pilate. Pilate does not know any of us in Barbados. But some 2,000 years later, we are saying with Pilate that Jesus of Nazareth is the King of the Jews.
And on a sad note, a 19-year-old woman lost her life on Friday afternoon when a motorcycle collided with two Transport Board buses on Black Rock Main Road, St. Michael. Dead is 19-year-old Adriana Sobers of Nelson Street, the city. She was the pillion rider on the cycle ridden by 23-year-old Kemar Jordan of Pains Bay, St. James. He was taken to hospital by ambulance. Police say an 18-month-old infant who was traveling in one of the buses was also taken to hospital for assessment. The two buses were driven by 47-year-old Walter Lewis and 51-year-old Christopher Edwards. A new car dealer is calling on government to lower or eliminate import duties on hybrid vehicles. Sales Director of NASCO Barbados Limited, Roger Moore, says even though government has offered concessions on excise tax, the initial cost still remains high. Mr. Moore was speaking to the media on Wednesday on the sidelines of the Toyota Dream Car Art Contest Awards ceremony. Attorney at law Ralph Thorne has called for the reintroduction of local government, but believes it should be rooted at the community level. Delivering the Sir Harold Bernard St. John Memorial Lecture at the Christchurch Parish Centre on Wednesday night, the attorney said this would help to avoid the negative features of national government. Mr. Thorne said an authentic local government would fix problems like poor garbage collection and inadequate road repairs while elevating communities. 3 local charities will benefit from this year's Shafet Fund Run. The proceeds usually go to the Anti-Olga Needy Children's Fund and its successor, the Variety, the Children's Charity. But this year, the Precious Touch Foundation and the YWCA Breakfast Club stand to benefit. During the official launch on Thursday, it was revealed that 35 businesses have so far offered financial support for the effort, and more are expected to come on board. The May 24th run will go from Shafet Rockley to Shafet Fontabelle. It should be a happy Easter weekend for several students from St. Ambrose Primary School and their families, thanks to the generosity of the Pride of Barbados Optimist Club. The group adopted the school 3 years ago, and 14 families will be receiving some hefty hampers filled with goodies. The hampers were handed over to Principal Jacqueline and Dwele earlier this week. In sport, it has been a rocky start to the 44th CARIFTA Games for Barbadian athletes. Some team members were not assigned to rooms at the St. Kitts Marriott Hotel on Thursday night and were forced to sleep on the floor or on rollaway beds. A hotel official said the situation was due to a miscommunication since Barbados, Curacao and Guadeloupe were not expected until Friday. The Barbadian athletes were able to get in a training session on Friday morning and they were assigned to rooms just before 5 p.m. in the evening. Meantime, a 24-member Barbados swimming team will begin a quest for CARIFTA supremacy at the Aquatic Centre on Saturday. Despite the loss of the seasoned Christian Selby through injury, the swimmers will be looking to make a big splash before their home crowd. The girls' team will be captained by Queen's College's Alexis Clark, while Dayton Griffith's Alex Sobers will lead the boys. And finally, getting dental x-rays turned out to be a religious experience for a woman in Arizona. When Kim Ackerman went in for her regular dental checkup, the hygienist didn't find any cavities, but they did see something else: the image of Jesus in one of her left side molars. Ms. Ackerman said her mom passed away from breast cancer and she felt the image was her guardian angel. She is planning to frame the x-ray but admits she feels extra pressure to practice proper dental hygiene since she doesn't want a cavity in that tooth. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you for joining us.